Welcome back, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hope everybody had a good time with their families. I'm spending my Christmas night pulling fuel injectors out because my car is running like total dog shit. I've done a few diagnostics on it and changed a few parts, thinking what it might be. Already changed spark plug because they were under warranty. Um, all my wires and distributor caps and everything like that's new and good on the car. Um, The only thing I can think it is, and according to what it's doing and what I've researched, my research has pulled up, I'm having dirty injectors or couple of injectors stuck open. Cruising down the road, the car just jerks like crazy at light throttle. You can full throttle it, it gets up and goes, but sometimes it acts like it's not getting enough fuel at full throttle and it bogs out. I did check my fuel pressure to make sure I was getting proper fuel pressure. Did a little trick. What's his name? Kevin, I think it is, from Australia. He showed on one of his videos taking a picture and measuring the amount of fuel it comes out within a 30-second time range, which in his video he showed with me bypassing my fuel pump resistor, I got just over a liter for 30 seconds, which is what it's supposed to do. So I'm assuming fuel pump is good, fuel filter is good, it's not clogged, but it's still acting like a fuel problem. So we done pulled out the injectors and did all that good stuff, and we'll go from there and see what we have to do. I don't have new ones to put in the car, but a long time ago I ran into a lot of issues and I ordered remanufactured ones off of eBay. Yes, I know, eBay, whoa, why are you doing that? I was doing what I could and what I could afford, and I'm in a situation where I can't afford more, but I know my original ones are still good. So what I'm going to do is just swap them back in and try to make them work. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to swap them out. Right there's my old injectors. I do have one that's a remanufactured one. Right there, that's a dead injector. It quit working on me probably about a month or two ago. I literally had to put one of my original ones back in, which if you look here, you can see the ones with the green caps on the end, and then this one right here has the busted cap. That's the original injector. It works. Hadn't had no issue out of it. I'm assuming these others, 3 and the 4 on the other side, that are those injectors, are giving me all the problems I'm having. So we're going to put the original ones back in and try to make them work, and hopefully I can get them to seal. But most of the seals on these injectors are still good and still new, and we're going to be gentle and careful about putting everything back together and go from there. So touch and go, it's ridiculous. Sometimes, you get them, they work right away. Sometimes, you put a new one in and you got to pull it all back apart again because it's leaking. I've had the fuel injectors leak at the fuel rail, and it's annoying as hell. But what I'm worried about is the seal that goes to the intake manifold. Between the intake manifold and the fuel injector, I'm hoping it seals properly because I don't want a vacuum leak. Sorry, I ate some gumbo today and my tongue's burnt. so it feels weird in my mouth. But that's what I'm hoping it seals. That's why I use those hard pieces, because it pushed down on the seal a little bit better, and I'm hoping it seals. It's not gonna leak. And I'm hoping once the motor warms up and the seals start softening up because they get warm, that it'll reshape itself to the injector and seal better. So we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting this side back together and move on to the passenger side, because that's the one that has the most stuff to take off, like a throttle body. That's gonna be fun. Luckily, I don't have those cooling lines connected to it. I deleted the cooling lines to the throttle body to keep the temperatures down on the throttle body. But I still got the EGR system still connected to a coolant system, make it so it works properly. One of these days I'll be able to delete all that with a standalone computer. See if I can get a good look at myself. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and get this back together, and we'll start on the other side. Alright, fuel rails back in. I got all that back on. I had to kind of mix match some of the seals. If you know anything about these injectors got a O-ring. It goes between the fuel rail and the injector. The newer ones are soft and squishy. I had to scrounge up the originals, which were hard, and make them work. I was able to find 4 hard ones and put them on, and use the soft new seals that connected to the intake manifold, and of course reuse the new O-rings that seals it to the fuel rail. These things are so touch and go, it's ridiculous.
Greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above me. Night breezes seem to whisper sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer. Night breezes seem to whisper
Well, everybody, we got this side back together. We're not going to put all the covers back on because I want to be able to start it and see the fuel injectors and make sure there's no leaks. Now we're going to start on the other side and pull the throttle body off and intake off, all the accessory stuff that goes to the throttle body, get everything out of the way so we can get to the fuel rails. And then cross our fingers this actually fixes the car, because man, I've lost a ton of power. The car is very sluggish. It's jerking and spitting and sputtering at idle, or at light throttle, and but it runs great at idle. I don't get it. And then I run the codes, says the car's running rich. So we're gonna see. But let's cross my fingers I don't have to go back into this thing and have to rearrange things around, because that's the most annoying thing in the world right there. Of you do all this work, and then you got to turn around and do it all over again, because what you're trying to do and you're hoping that was going to work didn't work. So we will get started on it.
dream a little dreamer. Night breezes seem to whisper
Suggestion that Sandy
update on the car. Did the injectors. The car got worse. Did not fix the problem, made it worse. The car was jumping and jerking really bad. But I think what it is those injectors, the original ones were spraying more finer than the other one. So it made it worse. It's hard to explain. The car still got a little bit of hiccup in it, but it's not as bad. But what I did today, and made the biggest improvement, surprisingly, and I'm not talking bad about Relentless Motorsports. They do good work, but I think something else went wrong with my ECU, which I'm probably going to have to send back to him and let him fix again. I pulled out my rebuilt ECU and put a used one I had that was good from the junkyard, and the car ran better. It's not bucking as much as it was before, if not at all. Idle, I feel a little bit of a misfire. That's about it. Cruising down the road and everything, full throttle in it. The car has more power. It runs better. I'm feeling good all around about it. I'm still gonna have chase something down. I hope it didn't foul out any plugs, because I don't have to fork out money for that, and that's gonna suck. Other than that, we're gonna go home and try to diagnose some more problems and put my dashboard back together, because I half-assed it back together just in case the computer didn't work. And I'll show you all. See, glove box is out, the bottom piece is out, wires are hanging up. Oh, back here, everything's back here. Car's a mess, I know. Excuse the mess. We're gonna get back together, clean the car up, and then go further on. I'm gonna check distributor cap and rotors, make sure they're still good. If not, clean them up a little bit, and hopefully I don't mess with the tolerances, but and see if that helps any. I have changed the cap and rotors, and I've changed the wires, but that was, I think, 3-4 years ago, maybe longer than that. Might have been 5 years ago when I did that. I wouldn't think I would need to change them again, but we'll see. So, well, we're back home. Been testing the car, looking it over. Check the injectors. You can feel them clicking on all of them. I can't tell what they're doing because I ain't got a flow bench. I wish I did, or knew somebody had one, because that'd help me out a lot. But I started pulling spark plug wires, and 3 out of the 8 I pulled made no change in the motor. So that's telling me maybe I fouled out some plugs. Now, need to say, when I put the used ECU that I've gotten from a junkyard, that still works. They said they pulled it off a car, it ran. Put it in the car, it made a huge difference. So apparently there's something wrong with the ECU that I have, the original one that came with the car. So swap them out, car's running better. But at idle, it's a noticeable misfire. So whatever that other ECU was doing, I have a feeling it fouled out my plugs. Now, I'm not 100% sure. It's aggravating trying to diagnose a OBD1, because all my years of being a mechanic, I'm used to OBD2, and computer tells you everything. What cylinder's misfiring, what it's doing, is this doing that, or is this doing that. You can see the flow of the injector, if it's doing a proper flow, if it's not, blah, blah, blah. But on these OBD1 cars, they don't have that kind of technology in them. So I'm kind of beating around the bush, changing parts here and there. When I put those E3 plugs in there, I kept my original Iridium IR Iridium plugs, NGK Iridiums. I hanged on to them just in case, you never know. And I'm going to put them back in and see if it makes a difference, because the car says it's running rich. And it could be saying it's running rich because of bad spark plugs. I've heard mixed thing about the E3s. I've had luck on them with a Dodge Durango I had, made good power with it. Now I'm back chasing problems with this car. This is my second set of E3s in the car, and if this fixes that and the car runs great, then we know, okay, they're trash. I mean, I got a friend that builds dirt track cars, and he said the same thing. And the dirt track cars, they didn't work that great. So we're gonna see, swap them back out and see what happens. we got everything back together. We're gonna try to go take it for a drive. I started it up for a short little bit to see how it ran after putting the other plugs in. See if I can get better light in front of me here. There we go. It ran better. It still had a little hiccup, but I mean, I don't know. I won't really be able to tell until I take it down the road, but sitting there idling, it ran great. So we're gonna try it, take it down the road, and see what she does. Hopefully I fixed it. Crossing my fingers. Most likely it's still injectors. These injectors are spraying a little better, but they're not great. So probably once I save the money up, which is going to be almost $400 for 8 new remanufactured injectors from the parts store, or if y'all know a better injector I can put in the car, leave a comment in the comment box down below and let me know. That can run on a factory ECU will be great. So we'll see. We're gonna take it for a drive and see how she. Everybody, at the dog park right now. Still have the light on my forehead. Finally figured out what happened to the car, and we're finally, you know, making progress in the car. I know what I need to get to fix it now. Probably gonna look at my injectors. I know I got one bad one, which is a good thing. So now I don't have to replace all my injectors. The ones I took out the first time were still good. When I put the old ones back in there, the car ran worse. So because it ran worse, hang on a sec. Oh, because it ran worse, it told me the injectors were garbage. So I decided, hey, let me swap out 4 since they're the easiest ones to get to. I swapped out the 4, changed all the spark plugs from the E3s back to NGKs. It made a huge difference in how it idles now. It don't jerk, it's not bouncing all over the place. It's not, I hadn't drove it down the road to see if it's still bucking, but I doubt it's going to do that either. The car runs so much better now. I'm a little happier now because I'm finally getting it figured out. What happened was the ECU went bad, then it fried the O2 sensor on the left side, and then fouled out all 8 plugs. So me still having my old NGKs, because they were still good when I put the E3s in, I put the NGKs back in, changed the computer, put the remanufactured injectors in. Car runs good again. I'm happy with it. So this is going to end my venture for this weekend. I know y'all didn't get to see a lot, but y'all got to understand what I was going through and my frustration. But I'm at the dog park waiting on a friend to show up so my boys can play. I'll show you that. There's my boys. Junior, Ryder, there he is. Yeah, but we got it figured out. The car's gonna be back to normal again here soon. And but I hope if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. I get a lot of people viewing my videos, but nobody's following me. If you can, please hit that follow button and hit the bell so that you get all the notifications. And I will see you guys next time, and hopefully it's something a little more fun and interesting, me trying to figure out my car. So y'all have a good week. I'll see y'all later, and happy New Year's.